What is going on, everybody? I am back with another commentary video, and today we are going to be talking about the Battlefield 5 debacle. And yes, calling it a debacle at this point is probably a huge understatement. And it's really sad to see what's going on with Battlefield 5 right now. And I've been watching a lot of videos talking about Battlefield 5, and I personally feel that a lot of people out there miss the point on why a lot of people have an issue with this game. And notice I said issue, and the reason I said issue is because while there are many issues surrounding this game, I personally feel that there is one main issue that people have with this game. And if it wasn't for that one main issue, I don't think people would be bashing this game as much as they are. But before I get into that, I just want to say that I'm actually looking forward to Battlefield 5. I have it pre-ordered. I want to try the beta out for myself and see if I like it. And I am a fan of some of the stuff they're doing with the game. Like, I'm a fan of the business model that they're going with in regards to DLC. I love the fact that all the DLC is going to be free. It's one of the reasons why I love Battlefront 2 so much. It's because all of the DLC is going to be free. One of the reasons why I never bought any of the previous Battlefield games DLC is because it was just way too expensive. I already spent $60 on the game, and now you want me to spend an extra $60 to $100 on DLC on top of that? No! That is stupid, and I'm never going to do that. I have never supported that. That's why I like what EA is doing with some of their games. Keyword being some of their games, because they're still, unfortunately, doing those shady tactics on some of their other games. While I am a fan of that, and while I am looking forward to Battlefield 5, that doesn't mean that there are not warranted criticisms surrounding this game. Now, if you watch other people talking about Battlefield 5 and they're defending Battlefield 5, you would think that the main issue people have with this game is the fact that there are women in it and that there's an SJW agenda. And I'm here to tell you that while that is an issue, it is not the main issue. The main issue people have with this game is the developers' attitude towards the consumers. That is why a lot of people have an issue with this game, because if it wasn't for that, I don't think all of the other issues would be as big of a deal, because there have been plenty of games that have been made that have had a clear SJW agenda, and they did not receive an ounce of backlash that Battlefield 5 is going through right now. The perfect example of that is Call of Duty World War II. Call of Duty World War II did the exact same thing that Battlefield 5 is doing right now. They included women in an online multiplayer that is centered around World War II, when in fact, at least for the majority of the countries, women did not fight on the front lines. Yes, Call of Duty World War II did that before Battlefield 5. And it did receive some press, because the fact that you can play as a black female Nazi caught a lot of people off guard, to say the very least. But have you realized why that game did not receive as much backlash that Battlefield 5 is going through right now? It's because those developers did not talk down to the consumers. They did not tell their consumers, hey, if you don't like what we're doing, fuck off, don't buy the game. That's essentially what DICE said. If you don't like it, fuck off. Now, that person obviously doesn't understand PR, and obviously doesn't understand business. Because if I was making a game, the last thing I would say to people is, hey, if you don't like what I'm doing, don't fucking buy the game. No, the whole point is you want people to buy the game. You want the most amount of people to buy the game. That is the whole point of making video games. You want the majority of customers to buy the game. And obviously that person at DICE does not get that. And then, of course, you have the other comments saying that people who don't like what they're doing with the game are uneducated, which I find funny because a lot of those people are simply saying, hey, this game is not being historically accurate. I'm sorry, I think those people are the educated ones because they actually want the game to be historically accurate. And you know what? What's wrong with that? What is wrong with wanting a game that is based in a time period that really happened to be historically accurate? What is wrong with that? I see no issue with that whatsoever. And it's not like people want it to be 100% historically accurate, but they want it to be mostly historically accurate. It's not really that hard. And that's another reason, one of the reasons why Call of Duty World War II didn't receive as much backlash. It's because they kept the women in the online multiplayer and they did not have them in the single player version of the game, which was centered around real events that happened in World War II. It's really that simple. And then of course you also have the developer saying that, what was it? He was talking about his daughter, and that the main reason he put women in Battlefield 5 was because he wanted his daughter to be happy, his 13-year-old daughter to be happy, because she supposedly said, "Daddy, why can't I play as a woman in Battlefield?" Now, my first question here is, why is a 13-year-old even playing Battlefield to begin with? 13-year-olds are not supposed to be playing a mature-rated title. And second of all, you know what? If you're a responsible parent, you should be teaching your kids history. There's a reason why history classes exist. There's a reason that they exist in school. Are we supposed to now just rewrite history just to suit our political needs? No, we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to be educating our children, not rewriting history. And if you're one of those people that think that video games can't teach you history or teach you life lessons, well, that's completely bullshit. It's complete bullshit. I learned basic math when I was a kid from The Legend of Zelda, collecting rupees. That's how I learned basic math. And there are plenty of games out there that are centered around historical time periods, and I've learned a lot from those games. The Assassin's Creed series is a huge example because they use a lot of historical events and time periods that they go through in that series. So, in conclusion, that is the main reason why people have an issue with Battlefield 5. It has nothing to do with the fact that there's women in it and that there's an SJW agenda, because if the developers had a better attitude towards the consumers, then I feel that most people could have overlooked the other stuff because they did for other games. So let me know what you think about this whole Battlefield 5 situation. Let me know what you think about this video, and until next time, have a good one.